The Chrysler 300 made its debut back in 2005, and it quickly won over many buyers from rappers to NBA players from the start for its retro yet classy design. That formula is still true today, and now in its 5th model year of the 2nd generation, for the 2015 model year, the 300 receives a host of new improvements that should make it even more appealing in the full-size sedan class. So, let's go ahead and check out this 2015 Chrysler 300S. Now, as far as styling goes on the 300, I quite like it a lot. And since we do have the S trim, we do get some pretty nice styling upgrades. And we do have these pretty nice looking projector headlights that are smoked out and restyled for the 2015 model year. And then you also do have LED daytime running lights. We also do have this very new prominent front grille. Definitely gives the Chrysler 300 a much stronger road presence this time around. And then we also do have these very unique looking 20-inch wheels that I'm a pretty big fan of. But overall, I really do love the styling of the new 300. Now here goes the key fob for the vehicle. It's a decent high quality looking key fob. You have your unlock, your lock, to release your trunk, your remote engine start, and then your panic button. Now it is the bright white exterior color with smart key access on the driver's door and front passenger door. With a full-on black leather interior. We also do have the S logo embroidered onto the front seats. Power driver seat with power recline and power lumbar too. Now, stepping on the inside of the newly restyled interior of the 300, it certainly feels very familiar. There are a few upgrades here, most notably the steering wheel has changed, which is a really good thing here. But overall, it still feels very wide and very roomy inside of here, and it doesn't feel confining at all, unlike the Ford Taurus, which is a competitor of the 300. Now you do have push button ignition. Just put your foot on the brake and hit the button to start. And what you're hearing there is a 3.6 liter V6. Now you do have a full leather wrapped steering wheel. Love the new steering wheel rim, I have to say. Now coming to your transmission, you have an 8-speed automatic, and it's standard across the line of the 300 now. And we also do have this new rotary shift knob. And basically you twist the dial like this. It's pretty easy to do. And then we also do have manual shiftability via the paddle shifters. Overall, it does take a little bit of time to get used to with the new shift knob. And then putting the vehicle into reverse displays your rear view camera with guidance lines and trajectory too. And let's go ahead and turn on the lights, fog lights too, and the hazards. Driver and front passenger window are automatic in the 300. And let's go ahead and pop up the hood and check out the engine bay. Heated exterior mirrors. Love these new 20-inch wheels. Halogen projector beam headlights with your LED daytime running lights. And then you also do have LED fog lights on this bad boy too. Now under the hood here we have the base powertrain, which is a 3.6 liter V6 producing 292 horsepower at 6350 RPM and 260 pound-feet of torque at 4800 RPM, with EPA estimates being a pretty good 19 in the city and 31 on the highway. That's actually really good for how large this vehicle is too. It also does run on regular unleaded fuel, and it is rear-wheel drive. Now for you driving enthusiasts out there, there's an optional 5.7 liter Hemi V8 but unfortunately the SRT8 model of the 300 is gone for 2015, but maybe it will appear for the 2016 model year. Now certainly this powertrain offers adequate amounts of power here, but the 5.7 liter Hemi V8 is pretty fast. Now competitors of the 300, you have the vehicles in the full-size sedan category. This includes the likes of the Chevrolet Impala, Ford Taurus, Nissan Maxima, and the Toyota Avalon. And certainly the Chrysler 300, along with its cousin the Dodge Charger, they are the most performance-oriented vehicles in the class. Pricing of the vehicle starts at the limited trim, which starts at $31,395. Then you have the S model, which starts at $34,895. The C starts at $37,895. And then finally, the C Platinum starts at $42,395. Now coming to the rear, you have LED tail lamps with LED turn signal indicators. The tail lights are also restyled for this year, and they also do have a new glow effect to them at nighttime. Love the new tail lamp designs though. And you also do have dual exhaust tips too, with a new shark fin antenna to give it a much more premium presence. Now EPA estimates for this particular one, like I said, is 19 city, 31 highway. Total vehicle price is $36,885. Of course, you have all of your basic power necessities, power windows, power mirrors, and your power door locks. And let's go ahead and rev it up. Very nice. I think that V6 is pretty good sounding. Now, as far as build quality and materials go inside of the 300 here, it's pretty average for the class, but it's pretty good in general. Now you do have a nice soft touch upper door panel. Mid door panel is also a nice soft touch, as well as the armrest, and you do have this nice premium stitching, and right here too. Up here it's kind of hard, but the material is pretty high quality overall. And then the build quality is also pretty nice too. It's pretty average for the class. There's decent fit and finish here, but it's not perfect, but it's pretty good overall. Now coming down here, we also do have a 12-volt power outlet, and it's also lined with felt down here. Very high quality. Then you also do have two cup holders. Center console lid is also nice soft touch with nice stitching. And then down there you will find a decent amount of center console storage. You will find a 12-volt power outlet, auxiliary input, an SD card slot, as well as a USB port. Coming up here, you have an auto-dimming rearview mirror with roadside assistance, interior illumination lighting, sunglass container, and your garage home link. Headliner is also nice and plush too. Now coming to your climate controls, I really love how simple and clean it looks. And then you can also control your climate control functions up on the touchscreen, which I will get to in a second. But you do have dual zone automatic climate control. You have your fan speeds right here, your temperatures, and then your recycling mode, and then your front window defroster and your rear window defroster. Now you also do have this pretty nice looking analog clock, which definitely gives the 300 a much more upscale and classy feel inside of here. Now something also interesting to note is that we do have a premium audio sound system with 10 speakers around the cabin provided by Beats with a sub 552 watt amplifier. Now coming to the steering wheel design, I love the new steering wheel here, and I think it's much more modern and classy looking and sporty looking too, to be honest. And this is probably my favorite part about the new 300 in all honesty. But you do have your voice recognition, Bluetooth phone controls, and then these controls right here control your little TFT instrument cluster, which I will get to a little later in the video. And then you have your cruise control buttons right here too. Manually tilting and telescoping steering wheel. There's a pretty nice range of adjustment on the telescoping, but not on the tilting. Now, as far as driver's seat comfort goes, the seats are really supportive. I have to say, I would certainly take this vehicle on a long road trip. The seats are just a little tad firm for my taste. If you're looking for more plusher seats, I would certainly go with the Toyota Avalon. Their seats are like pillows. And then the thigh support is okay, but I would still take this vehicle on a long road trip, certainly. Now, one area that the 300 doesn't really excel at is visibility. Looking out the rear, it is a little hard to see out of due to the really large C-pillar, and then the rear window is pretty hard to see out of too. And then outward visibility through the front isn't all that great too. But you got to remember that this is a very large and very heavy sedan, so it's not as maneuverable as like a compact car here, or even a mid-size sedan. Now, as far as the way the 300 drives, it's certainly one of the most sporty vehicles in the segment. Along with the Chevrolet SS, it's pretty on par with the 300 in terms of driving dynamics. The feedback to the driver is pretty good when handling this vehicle, and it does handle the corners quite well for a pretty large, heavy sedan. And as far as the ride goes, the ride is still very comfortable and serene too. So with the really nice driving dynamics, you don't give up a very comfortable ride. So overall, the driving dynamics of the Chrysler 300 is really a strong point for the vehicle. Now coming to the main head unit and the infotainment system and multimedia interface, this is where the Chrysler 300 excels at, but really this is where pretty much all Chrysler vehicles excel at, to be honest. Now you do have your AM/FM radio, and the responsiveness of the touchscreen is exquisite. You also do have Sirius XM satellite radio. Your different media options do include your USB port, your Bluetooth streaming audio, auxiliary input, and the SD card slot. Coming to controls down here, this controls your heated seats for the driver and passenger, and then your mirror dimmer too. Coming to climate, like I said, you can control the climate functions from the touchscreen. Different zones right here, and then your temperatures and your fan speeds. The responsiveness is just so good on this vehicle. And then you have your navigation. The navigation isn't all that great. It looks a little childish, but it does work okay. It does what it needs to do. The rendering is okay, but you do have live traffic. Up here you also do have your exterior temperature readout as well as your direction of travel. Coming to phone, of course you have Bluetooth, and then once your phone is connected, you have an integrated dial pad. You can go through your phone book, recent calls, and your messaging too. They also do call this main head unit the Uconnect interface. And then you have your Uconnect apps. Now you can access various apps through your smartphone data connections such as iHeartRadio, Pandora, Slacker, as well as AHA. And then you have your Wi-Fi hotspot on here, and then you have your Uconnect registration and your Sirius XM travel link. But overall, I really do love the system. We've seen this main head unit many times before. Now coming to the gauges, I really do love the gauges on the 300. I think they have a really unique look to them, especially with the blue illumination around them. But you have your RPM gauge right there, and then your speedometer. Now coming to the TFT instrument cluster, which is new for the 2015 model year, gives you various amounts of vehicle information. We've seen this on many Chrysler products before. And then you have your exterior temperature readout, and then your fuel range is on the top right there. Gives you your stored messages, what radio station you're on, your trip odometer. Fuel economy data gives you your average fuel economy and your current MPG. Vehicle information like battery voltage, tire pressure monitoring, your coolant temperature, transmission temperature, and your oil temperature, and oil pressure, and the oil life percentage. And then you also do have a digital speedometer, and then you can also select between kilometers per hour or miles per hour. Then you have your screen setup. But overall, I really do love that instrument cluster. Love the graphics and the rendering of it. Alrighty, and let's go ahead and shut it down. Let's go ahead and check out the rest of the vehicle. Here goes your sub in the back. The rear seats also do fold down to maximize cargo space, 60-40 split here. Decent sized trunk, I have to say. And of course you also do have your emergency trunk release. Now build quality and materials do follow through in the rear. Still nice soft touch on mid door panel, armrest, and upper door panel too. They've certainly came a long way in terms of build quality and materials since the first generation 300. Now sitting back here, I have to say I have a lot of shoulder room as well as headroom too, but the leg room isn't all that spectacular. Now I have the driver's seat to where my driving position would be at. I'm about 6 foot, and I just don't have a lot of leg room here. Now if you're looking for a roomier full-size sedan, I suggest going with the Toyota Avalon or the Chevrolet Impala. Now back here you do have some creature comforts, such as 2 USB ports and rear air vents as well. And then your cup holders with illumination around them, the ambient lighting, and then you also do have that on the front cup holders too. And then we also do have a little storage compartment. Now as far as the seats go, the seats are fairly comfortable and very supportive back here, I have to say. But unfortunately we do not have adjustable headrests. Powered passenger seat with power recline and power lumbar. Glove box compartment, nice and damped and lined with felt. Very high quality. So the 2015 Chrysler 300 seriously has it all in a full-size sedan. Its seriously powerful powertrains, lavish interior, and classy style should make it a very compelling choice in this segment. So remember that this is Cameron Birch from Cameron's Car Reviews.